everybody, it's John. It's VEDA day 15, halfway done. So today, again, this is not the best of topics, a little bit late to the party, but I was just reminded of the new law that was put into place by French government that outlaws public wearing of burqas, basically. I mean, of all face coverings, but largely this is targeted toward Muslim, conservative Muslim women. I think there's a lot of cultural strife between the immigrant society that has moved in from the Middle East and France and the traditional kind of European sensibilities, and I'm sensitive to that because the United States, we really don't have that. There is a Muslim community, but it's not nearly the size and scale. I mean, if anything, there's a large Latino community that has moved to the United States in my lifetime, and that has created a whole another set of tensions. But culturally, they're much more similar to the United States than, I guess, people from the Middle East moving to France. But anyway, the idea of banning burqas in public places is really, from a U.S. perspective or my perspective, is really crazy. I mean, I don't think that there's any way that ban could be put into law in the United States, simply because there's strict protections of freedom of religion. It doesn't mean that you can just do anything in the name of religion. I mean, obviously, if you're breaking the law in certain ways or behaving in extreme ways, sometimes that won't be allowed. But generally speaking, especially long-standing religious traditions are strongly protected in the United States. Very religious culture, although we're not very pro-Muslim, that's for sure, generally speaking. But it is insane, and it does seem like there is kind of a secular bigotry toward that. And I guess I use the idea that, so in Europe, when you go to the beaches generally, and I think in pools, nudity is allowed, or at least you can be topless, and there isn't a big prohibition against that, it isn't against the law. But in the United States, that's not true. In fact, almost all public beaches and pools and things have a no nudity clause, meaning you have to wear a bathing suit, you have to wear a top if you're a woman. And it would be almost as shocking to have that law go where if you went to a public beach or pool, you had to be topless if you were a woman. And from a U.S. perspective, that would be, I would think, similar to having to not wear your burqa, and how that just is a similar analogy. And it's all where we draw the line as cultural and as a culture and a society that is kind of somewhat arbitrary. I mean, obviously, people would say, well, if you're topless, that's very sexy and provocative and everything. Well, yeah, but showing your face is also sexy and provocative if you think about it. I mean, it's probably the most important aspect of your attractiveness as a person is the look and shape of your face. But we don't prohibit, there is no prohibition against that. Well, in the Muslim world, there is. I mean, I think they're similarly related in regards to modesty and ultimately, to protect women or to keep women in their place, maybe, sexually speaking. Anyway, I kind of rambled on this, but I just thought it was interesting, and I don't know, it just seems so crazy that they would do that. But at the same time, I understand it, but I don't condone it. I don't think. So anyway, what do you think? What do you think of the law? And is it a good thing or a bad thing? So until next time, I'll see you tomorrow.